Crafty friends, this is the Papered Chef here. Welcome to part 6 of my Hello Beautiful workshop series. In this series, we're focusing on 2 products in the bundle. It's the Hello Beautiful stamp set, it's a photopolymer stamp set, and the Beautiful Shapes dies. At the end of this tutorial, I will share the projects we created in parts 1 through 5. You're also going to get a preview of what we're going to be doing in part 7. So to start out today's tutorial, I thought it would be good to finish the project we started last time. So if you recall, in the last tutorial, we did watercoloring. We talked about watercoloring. We used watercoloring paper. I said you could use your shimmery white cardstock that was in your kit, or you could use watercolor paper. I told you that I needed to let it dry, and then I would come back and we would emboss it. And that's what I want to talk about. So this tutorial is going to focus on layering. There's lots of different ways to layer and to add texture to your cards. One is just by adding lots of different pieces of designer series paper and stamping. Another way is to add shapes and embellishments. Another way is to embellish and add texture. And another way is to add ephemera. We're going to do all of those things right now. So here's how far I got. We did our watercoloring. I talked about using the watercolor pencils. So if you recall, because it was probably about a week ago, we used the water painters. We painted the mini pizza boxes, mini paper pumpkin boxes, and we used watercoloring pencils. These two are available now at our actually all 3 of these tools are available now at my Stampin' Up store, which is linked in the description of this video. I'm a U.S. Stampin' Up demonstrator, so you can purchase from me if you're anywhere in the U.S. Okay, so these supplies are very useful, and we will have them in the next catalog as well. These aren't going away. These are staple supplies. So I showed you how to use watercolor pencils. So what we did is we watercolored paper, and now I let it dry, and then I glued these onto pieces of cardstock. Let me grab that little paper, because I'm not using a mat right now. I'm not using a mat tonight. So this little paper, not the layers. We'll talk about layers later, but just so if you're wondering, if you want to craft along with me and you're like, well, what size paper is she using right here? This paper right here is Balmy Blue, and it's a Night of Navy, and I left the space for like this on purpose so I could put see, I'm going to put the Hello Beautiful there. I left the space there on purpose kind of over on that section. And I've already done some prep work where I've already stamped the Hello Beautifuls that we're going to be putting there. Okay, so they're Night of Navy, Balmy Blue. They're 4.5 by 3 1/4. All right, so now what you do is after you do your watercoloring, you let it dry. Then you're going to die cut out the watercolor pieces, which we talked about last time, right, with the Hello Beautiful dies. And, I use this one, right, with this one here. I like it because it has a little embossed ridge. I use lots of different hexagons, half hexagons, triangles, diamonds, some of these. So I used all the different shapes, and not all the different shapes, but most of the different shapes. And now what you're going to do is you're going to emboss. This is to add another fun layer. You're going to emboss this whole piece. So we're going to put this into the embossing folder, and I want to show you how to use that. Now this is called the Gingham embossing folder. It's available now. It's part of our mini catalog, the same catalog where the Hello Beautiful is part of. And I will raise the tripod so you can see this machine, which I'm opening up the platform from. It's called the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. If you would like this machine and you don't already have one, it's a great item to get in your starter kit, because when you get this item, you get it for only $99 and free shipping, as opposed to its typical $120, and it'll be going up to $125 in the next catalog. So the best way to get this is for $99 and free shipping as part of a starter kit. All right, so what I'm doing, just so you know, I opened up the machine. See, there's like it collapses like this, so it's, all right, I opened it up. Now I'm going to make what's called a sandwich, a die cutting sandwich. So we're going to put down plate number 1, and then it tells us, it's not a 3D embossing folder. This is a regular embossing folder, so it tells us what to do. It gives us all these hints right here. So you put down plate number 1. We do not need our thin die adapter. We only use this one. We're using our Beautiful Shapes dies. We'll put that over there. We don't need it. We need 2 plate number 3s. Okay, we need plate number 3, and then we need another. Then we're going to need the embossing folder itself. Okay, and the other plate number 3. So I already put the paper in the embossing folder, Stampin' Up side up. Okay, so Stampin' Up side up. And it's called the Gingham embossing folder. And then this is another plate number 3 on top of that. Okay, so we're going to roll that through. Rolling, rolling, rolling. And if you want it to be a deeper impression, you can roll it back through the other way. So I'm just holding on to it. Okay, you can hear that little crack. That's okay. That's a okay sound. And I'm just going to push it. I'm just going to roll it back through this way. Okay, and then it'll give us a better impression. So now what I've done is I've taken those glued pieces and made it one. This is one big layer now, even though it's actually lots of pieces and layers. It looks like everything's like embedded into the thing. So people are like, "Oh, how'd you do that?" It looks like you did it all on one piece. This is how you did it. You watercolored the shapes. You glued them. And while the glue was still kind of wet, I just recently glued them. You know, not too wet. You don't want glue oozing out the side. But while the glue is under there, to make these a little bit more flexible, and you're going to roll it through and emboss your whole layer. Okay, let's do it again with the Night of Navy. Or actually, let's compare. I mean, no comparison, right? You want to emboss them. It's just so much cooler when you emboss your watercolor shapes. Okay, we're going to put it back in there. We're going to do it again. Put this in now. You know, again, this is the Gingham embossing folder. You want to make sure your little piece of cardstock is straight there. So you line it up with some of these patterns, right? Just because I think it's one of those patterns that should go kind of straight. Okay, now we're going to put that down and we're going to, all right, so put it, so let's just do the sandwich again, just for review, when I like to teach. So we got plate number 1, right? Plate number 3, the embossing folder with the cardstock inside, and another plate number 3. Okay, I'm going to push them out, make sure they're all kind of under there, and then I'm going to roll it through. All right, and as I'm rolling it through, I can say hi to those of you who've come in already. So thank you for joining me, crafting along with me. Hello, Terry P. Say hello when you come in. Hello, Denise T. Carmen. How you doing, Carmen? Elizabeth. Okay, I'm just rolling it backwards. This one's a little tighter. I don't know if the cardstock is slightly thicker or I'm getting weak. Weak. Hello, Yvonne. All right, and there's the other one. And it did get crooked, but that's okay. It went crooked because I didn't use like tape, but that's okay. It still looks good. All right, so now, let me see if I want to do anything while I'm here. Maybe I want to make this while I'm here. Then I can move the machine off. This is for a later project, but let me just I'm just going to take a piece of my, this is called shimmery white cardstock. And what I want to do is while I'm here, meaning while I got the die cut machine here, and I could move it off the table after this, I'm going to put plate number 1 down, and I want to cut me a hexagon, okay? So I'm going to cut out a hexagon for this other project. That's the only die cutting piece I need right now. So I'm going to see which one it is. I think it's this little one. Nope, it's the next one. Okay, it's this second hexagon. So we're going to put that, see, I'm just measuring it. What I'm doing, just so you know, is multitasking. We're going to go like this. We're going to put plate number 2. It's the thin die adapter, right? We're putting that down because I'm doing a metal die. Put that down. We're going to put one of the plate number 3s down. My little piece of shimmery white cardstock, only because I have to color it less when it's already a little bit off-white. The metal die face down, right, with the ridge down. I'm always teaching as if you never die cut before, right? So you know how to do it. And another plate number 3. So this is the same sandwich as the embossing folder, except that you have to, when you're using metal dies, you need to use your little thin die adapter. And I'm just going to go ahead and make another 1 or 2 because, you know, hey, I could mess this up. Hills 33, hello. First time you see me live? Wow, cool. Well, I announce it just to my VIP group. I don't announce it to the world because then I'd have to get there pretty quickly. And sometimes when I announce it to my VIP group, I can't get here very quickly. And not everybody's very friendly on YouTube. You guys are, but sometimes people are like, you said you were going live at a certain time. So anyway, I don't announce it except for my VIP group. And so I'm glad you're coming to join me. I'm glad you hit the little bell to be notified so you know when I'm going live. All right, so I'm just making another one. If I mess up these 2, so be it. I'll just go ahead and bring the machine back and cut a 3rd one. So the sandwich for that was plate 1, plate 2, and 2 plate number 3s. All right, so we're all done with our die cutting and our embossing, and I can put the machine away. But not really away, but put it on the floor. I need to make make room. All right. So we have, okay, let's see. Let's see what I have here going on. I'm not sure if I'm doing, I don't think I need to use my inks yet. I think we're just doing a little bit of gluing. All right. Oh, yes. I need to make the card bases. That's what we need. Card bases and layers. All right. That's designer series paper. So we have our die cut pieces. They're looking pretty cool. So let's just talk about card making itself, and we'll make a couple card bases in a couple different colors and use them for these projects. I think I'm just gonna, in your kit, if you did get a kit from me, you have colors that coordinate. I'm just grabbing a couple right now. Let's see, Pumpkin Pie, Just Jade. These go with the Abstract Beauty designer series paper, of which is part of the suite that the Hello Beautiful stamp set came in. This one happens to be Night of Navy, and I think the other one is Just Jade, but I'm going to use Pumpkin Pie and Just Jade. Let's see. Okay, one opens this way. Okay, I'm going to make them both open. I just prefer when cards open like this. So it really doesn't matter, but I prefer like this kind of card. So what I'm going to do is take the 8.5 by 11 piece of paper in both cases, just because they stand up better. They're just, I just like them better. I'm going to take my card stock and I'm going to score it 11 inches across, right? So I'm going to score it in half here, 5.5 with my Simply Scored, with my little stylus tool there that comes with the Simply Scored. You can also score with your paper trimmer. And again at 5.5. Done with this. Don't need to use this anymore today. So I can put that away. Okay, now we're going to take out this paper trimmer. You can see the numbers here. So what we want to do is, since the paper is already scored for us, the cardstock's already scored at 5.5, we're going to go ahead and take the card. And since the cardstock was 8.5 by 11, that's in the US, like that's in my measurements I'm using. And I'm making an A2 card. Since it's 8.5 by 11, I'm just going to cut it in half. And the half means that I have cards that are 4.25 by 11 inches long. Okay, so I'll just kind of write, I'm going to start over and kind of write that there so you can know that. And I'm going to put the width first, because 11 by 4.25, right? Score at 5.5. Now this is if you were making one card at a time, but you saw me make two at a time, because that's how I roll. Actually, I made 4 at a time. But if you were to make one card, like just one card, you would cut your paper 11, here, let's make sure you can see that, 11 inches by 4.25, and you would score at 5.5. Okay, so let's do that again. We're just going to cut this one. Okay, 4.25. All right, so here's what we have. So far, so good. We have 4 card bases, all done the same way. And now, oh, wait, well, while this is out, so I'm multitasking again. We're going to do all the paper that we need for these 2 projects, right, at the same time while my trimmer is here. So let's take this cardstock and get rid of that. This is how the cardstock comes in packs. May 3rd, when the new catalog launches, this color will no longer be available. I know, right? It's awesome. I'm saying right as if you're answering me. No one even said anything, but I know what you're thinking. Oh no, Just Jade is going away. Yes, it's going away. Now, even though our catalog, the mini catalog, has not retired yet, right? Because the colors being used, Just Jade, in this mini catalog, still, and even though you could still get the paper for it, because the catalog goes on till June, end of June, you can't get this cardstock anymore because the cardstock retires. Okay, does that make sense? The cardstock's retiring. It's one of our ink colors. Pumpkin Pie is a staple color. It's not going away. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And I said hi to Hills33 and Hilda and Yvonne. Hello, Kathy B. Hello, Jane J. And Diana B. Thank you for crafting along with me. All right, so it's going away. Get it while you can. I've already stocked up. I don't even think I need to stock up anymore, but you never know. What I'm doing is I'm just using my little spatula, right, like this. And I'm just sort of flattening out the cards. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a couple more layers that we need. And the designer series paper. So if you're crafting along with me, go grab these papers like this. You need those, and grab your Pattern Party Designer Series paper. That's what you're going to need. Pattern Party is one of the host-only papers, and it has some amazing colors in it, and I actually like it better than the Afternoon Daydream or something for the new one, the new host paper coming out. But I did some really cool things with that paper too. I like the patterns on that paper, but the colors on the Pattern Party better. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my 3 unboxings with my new products. You'll hear my opinions as I open up new things. I tell you like it is, right as I open them up. All right, so next we want to take these cards, and I want to tell you something about cutting this down. This is the only paper we have in our whole entire stack or an entire catalog that is called specialty paper that's 4x6. All of our paper is usually 6x6. So if you got it in the kit, it wasn't like I was chipping you guys. In your kit, that's the size our paper is, right? So we need this for our next card. But anyway, my point is it has foiling on it. So it's 4x6. This piece doesn't matter, but these two, I'm going to be putting these pieces on it. So for maximum contrast, when I cut this down to 5 1/4, which I need it to be, I'm going to lop off, when I use this piece, I'm going to lop off the piece of Night of Navy on this side, right? So I want this to be 5 1/4. I'm lopping off more of that side to have more of, to have this contrast more with this card, right? But when I'm putting Balmy Blue on this card, I'm going to lop these off sort of more evenly on both ends. Okay, so I'm going to go like more like, I need it to be 5 1/4, so I'm going to go like maybe, I'll lop a half off inch one side and a 1/4 inch off the other side, something like that. Or no, just a 1/4 inch off each. Like, let's see what that is. Let me see. It should be 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, good. I did it. But you see what I'm saying? This is more even. So I'm going to put the Balmy Blue on this one just for more contrast. But I'm putting the Night of Navy on that one. The one that has the smaller strip of Night of Navy. And I really like this paper. I like the other side too. This shiny, this really cool side. I didn't splash water on it, but it looks like I did, right? They probably did when they were designing it. Splashed paint, splashed water. Super cool patterns. All right, let's see. I'm going to put the Hello Beautiful on this, so I'm thinking I'm going to put it like that. The Hello Beautiful is going to be, I got to find that heart, okay, because I want to make sure that contrasts as well, too. So it's going to be over there, so I'm going to flip this around. Let's see if I can't. Yeah. See, that way the pink isn't going to touch the pink, right? Because then it's going to sort of blend. Look at that, blends right in. My Hello Beautiful is going to be down here a little bit. So that's where I'm going to put the card like this. It's going to be sticking out a little bit. All right. So that's one Hello Beautiful will go sort of right there. And then the other Hello Beautiful will be on this card. So let's see where it lands. Let's try it. Okay, again, the pink's going to end up there. So let's see if that matters. It's still going to end up there because that's the way. Let's see. Wait a minute. Is it still going to end up there? Pink, pink. Okay, come on. What am I doing? How can the yellow be up there? Oh, yeah. Well, it is what it is. It's going to end up there, but then I want the yellow to be higher. All right. Just kind of testing it out. I'm using Seal Plus as my adhesive. I love this stuff. Really easy to work with. And by the way, this adhesive has little ridges on it, see? Really easy to work with, as opposed to the old one, Snail. That stuff was evil. All right. Now we're going to put these on the cards. Let's see. We'll mount them. What are we going to do? Let's see. We're going to do the pumpkin pie for these cards, I think. Well, we'll do one of each. Yeah, we'll just do one of each because these are coordinating colors. Okay. We'll put a Just Jade on one of these, and we'll put... Ooh, that comes out nice with the pumpkin pie on there. All right. I like that with the pumpkin pie background. Hadn't tried that one yet. When you have coordinating cardstock, you can mix and match and everything will coordinate because I use pumpkin pie for my watercoloring there. And then my ephemera pack that kind of matches everything. So you can see right now that I've just done a little bit of work. Hasn't taken me that long. I made a bunch of cards already, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. Well, this is really 2 in 1. It's kind of like a bonus, 2 for 1 layer. Okay, but I already have, you know, this is a layer. Oh, I'm sorry, this is, well, it's not really a layer. That's the card base. This is a layer, this is a layer. So really 3 layers. But these 2 layers are fused together. Pretty cool. And in the next card, we'll have that extra layer, because we're going to put like a little tiny layer in the back of this. All right, so good. Now, let's see. Okay, good. We'll decorate those in a minute. So now let's take this piece, and we're going to do the same thing to it. This one doesn't matter which side we lap off. It's going to be 5 1/4. All right, and ooh la la, but there's going to have that little piece of crushed cherry behind it. And since this one's going to have crushed cherry, let's see, it'll have something behind it. Let's see if we can't, well, we can, I'm trying to think if I want to use the same piece again for the second card. Ooh, this will be good. Look at the pumpkin pie in there. We're going to pull that pumpkin pie out of there. See how that's going to coordinate? That's going to be nice. So we're going to do 5 1/4 again. So that part's the same, right? And I can write that down for you. So for all 4 times, this part, not the part on the back, we've already talked about that. We'll write that down again. So this was base, base, and then DSP was 5 1/4 by 4. And then there's also this, like that's one way to do DSP, right? But we also can make this really tiny layer, like right here, that goes in between that and the card base. So let's do that using the pattern party. Why? Because we don't want to waste this beautiful foil paper for a layer when we can use paper that's not foiled. So let's see. I didn't prepare this. I didn't get this out ahead of time. But in your packet, you have pattern party. I'm looking for the one with the crushed cherry behind. There it is. It's the piece with the plaid here. So this is the piece. Crushed cherry is one of your coordinating colors. So we're going to look at this logically. We're going to say, here's the logic behind this. Okay, so we have a card, and we have a card base, I should say. The card base is 5 1/2, right? That's the card base itself. Remember, 5 1/2 inches long. Then we made this one that was 5 1/4, right? So if you don't remember anything else, you're just going between 5 1/4 and 5 1/2. If you can't remember, like, where do I go? You just look at your 2 layers and you're going between them. But I will write it down for you. It's actually 5 3/8. Okay? 5 3/8. So this is if you want that extra layer on your cards, which looks really cool. And you guessed it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go over this again. Look, you have this card. It is 4 1/4 wide. Your base, your card layer was 4 inches. So you're going between 4 inches and 4 1/4. What's that? It's 4 1/8. Okay? Makes sense? I don't have to write these things down because it's just logic I'm using. I'm using logic. Okay? So, meaning I'm going between the 2 numbers that I have. So 4 1/8. And later you'll get that. You'll just get so used to it that you'll be doing it in your sleep. So hopefully those worked, as I say it. Hopefully I did my layers right. This paper's retiring May 2nd, guys. I know personally I'm stocking up on it. Ooh la la, that's going to be cool. And I'm going to put that one on the pumpkin pie. I could even do that and it would look cool. But I'm not. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the crushed cherry because crushed cherry is one of the coordinating colors. And I think that looks cool. Just having that extra layer makes it pop. And then, of course, it contrasts more with this one. I mean, way more, right? Look at the contrast. Look how much nicer. Okay, look. I don't even have to. I can just illustrate this. So this is nice, okay? It's very nice. You're putting this cool paper on the Just Jade cardstock. Very nice. But is that not better? I mean, you can't say that's not better. Well, I guess you could say it because it's all art is subjective, right? But what I'm saying is you can't say it doesn't look more professional. Let's put it that way. Okay, so subjective. What's better, what's not better is all up to you. There's no right or wrong way, but it does look like you made much more of an effort with that extra layer. So for this, I need to put this on the table so I can like see around it, you know, to have that area around it. It makes me center it a little better. And you can use liquid glue to put this whole thing on your card base as well. But I just like using this seal because it's less messy. And see how I'm centering it? Okay, kind of trying to center it. It's kind of hard when you're at this weird camera angle, but hey, it's all good. It's homemade. You can make mistakes. Everyone's going to love it. They're going to see these beautiful flowers. Look at that. That really pops. Now, one power tip for you. Okay, so you're making a lot of these cards and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm using so much paper, Paper Chef. What's up with all these layers? Okay, here's the tip and trick for you. Die cut out something here first. Whatever you die cut. Die cut out a bunch of shapes, right? Nobody's ever going to see this anyway. And then all you really need is the outer layer. So I die cut the middle of these layers all the time. And then especially with my layering diorama dies, they're pretty cool. I use them a lot. And then I have like these leftover outer parts I just use for layers. So first cut your shape you need. Obviously, cut that. Die cut out the middle. And then you're left with sort of a frame. And then you can use it for your card layers. Let me put this over on this side. If you're using a lot of paper. Or you can just go, you know what? It's only paper and it takes me too much time. And time is money. And I'm not going to bother with it. And sometimes I get in those kind of modes where I'm just like, you know what? I'm not even bothering to die cut out the middle because I have so much of this paper and I'm about to get more and they're not going to run out. Listen to me. I'm not saying they're not going to run out. I'm saying my positive thinking is hopefully that they won't run out of this pattern party paper before the catalog ends on May 2nd. But if they do run out, I have a big stash. All right, so that's that. So now we have all four of these going. And now it's just a matter of doing them all at once. So I think I want to write that other layer down for you. So, like, again, just so you have it, select that cardstock layer, this layer, so that it's all in one little place in case you're taking a screenshot. So cardstock, and that was, I have to go look again. Okay, it was 4.5 by 3 1/4. 4.5 by 3 1/4. This was that layer in the middle. And I'm going to just, to give you a hint about it, I'm going to say embossed, okay? Embossed. Just so you know what cardstock layer. The Night of Navy or the Balmy Blue that we embossed, that's what size that was. And then the rest, you don't really need measurements, right? Because the rest is just us embellishing. So what I do want to make sure is these are not upside down. And then inside, you're just putting that layer, this layer, 5 1/4 by 4, just a white piece. We're not doing that. We've done it so many times on this channel. I mean, in this series. Okay, so let's grab the dimensionals and just start. And this will do some inking up. We're going to be doing some stamping, but first let's start embellishing. All right. So I like to, when I make cards, look at the other cards that I made as an example. See what I did there. So we have, I know I already made a couple of these. Okay, I made these. Oops, I guess I did put that on upside down, but that's okay. We'll put Hello Beautiful on that side. All right, and we're going to get the ephemera. This is the ephemera pack. I have new dimensionals for this occasion. I knew I'd be using a lot of dimensionals. All right. Yeah, Diana, she's like, I'm going to stock up on this DSP and ephemera packs. This DSP, by the way, is not retiring May 2nd. This DSP is in the mini catalog. I'm just talking about the pattern party is retiring, not the actual abstract beauty. And hello, Dawn and Jane and Kathy. All right. We're just putting these. What I'm doing is this. But before I mount this, I'm going to use the little flags I had on my example. We'll just use, we don't have to put them on both of them. But on one of these, let's see which one. I use these little flags. This one doesn't need it, so we're going to put this over here. This one is really, really sticking out well. Can I let it hang off the side? Whoops, I want to move it over some. I want it to hang off the side and not be in the way of that hexagon, okay? So like the hexagon stands on its own. For this one, though, I think it would be cool to put these little flags under them, like that, okay? So before I put the dimensionals on it, just grab your little, glue dots, or actually just glue or glue dots. I'm going to use glue dots. And they were here, me and my glue dots. There they are, my hedgehogs. All right, cool. When I say my hedgehogs, right? My friend Kathy, she gave me my glue dot container. All right. And I have to keep telling myself, put it down flat. Put it down flat. All right. Don't hold your glue dot box up in the air and try to put glue dots on. You got to push them on something. All right. So what I'm going to do is put this little flags back there, see? Before I put my dimensionals on here. So these ephemera packs are like the best because they're like instant cards, fun stuff. I'll show you lots of stuff I made with them. See? Now that contrast, see the little gold there kind of hanging over the side? And I meant to put that on the other side, but then I mounted this, I guess, kind of upside down on the card. But that's okay because the Hello Beautiful will look good on the right side too. With some dimensionals. And now we have that other layer. So I talked about layering at the beginning of this. And you could see that this is exactly what I'm doing. This is a layer. That's a layer. This is a layer built into that layer. This is another layer because you have embellishments. Now when we put the little frames over here, this is another layer. So we're going to put the frames on these cards. We're going to put the frames like that. With that, I'm just going to glue down. It's easier, I think, because I'll pop up the So Happy to Know You on the inside. I'll pop that up. But this one I'm just going to lay down on the card. But it's a layer. And it's ephemera. And so ephemera is just matching crafty goodness. That's all it is. I don't know. I had never really used that word, but I would think ephemera to me, if I heard that word, it would sound to me like scrapbooking, like memory making and stuff, but old-timey it would sound like. But it means, I guess, in just embellishment. So we'll just call it this is ephemera. This is the ephemera pack. You get these 3 sheets in it. And it's pretty fun. And I've gone through a lot of them. So we're going to put that in there. We're going to ink it up though. So we need to save that. And our hexagons that we cut out earlier. And let's see what else we can do. Well, we'll do the flower and we'll do that other little layer of scrap. Okay, so the scrap, that's this piece here. I knew I had this for a reason. We're going to put that right there. Don't have to do anything else to it. It was just the little piece we cut off the flower. Okay? Go ahead and remember the flower piece, and I said you got to cut it down because it was 6 inches by 4, and we needed it to be 5 1/4. So that's what this is. It's that 3/4 inch piece that we had left over. It fits exactly. You don't have to worry about it fitting exactly because you got it off of the same sheet of paper. Right? So it fits exactly. Except that you should be, when you do center things, stand over the top of them, kind of not at an angle. All right, so that looks good. Now you can put stuff on there and it has more contrast. See, I can put that little flower on there and stuff because it's a little plaid little piece there, right? Cute, cute, cute. All right, now for this one, there should be a little scrap here. Let's see where that can go. All right, maybe down there. We'll do the opposite. The reason I want to do the opposite for this one is because this little piece looks better down there because I don't want to block this really beautiful, I'm trying to slide that beautiful gold piece there. Like, why block that, right? Why? Well, I guess it's down there too. There's a gold piece. But I just think it looked better down there. But do as you wish. Put it wherever you like. Just putting this little seal plus on it. So put that there. And I hope you have enough frames to do 2 of these in your pack. Yeah, you do. You have 2 frames in your packages, so you can make both of these cards I'm showing you. One little thing I like to do when I get ephemera out of its pack is if there's any little nibbies, meaning the parts where it was stuck to the perforation, I like to sort of cut them a little. You can use a little emery board to like get any little nibbies off. And they're not really called nibbies. I just call them nibs. Nibbies, because that's what they look like, nibs. To me. I make up a lot of my own crafting vocabulary. All right, so we're going to put a frame up there. So we're going to do the opposite of that card, but it's the same card. Just we'll put the frame on top of one and on the bottom of the other. All right, what else do we have going on? We're going to need some flowers. We can just go ahead and finish those two with some flowers. So I like this kind of flower. This is pretty cool. I love this kind of flower. But before you put this flower like that, you want to put the leaves down. So you want to put those down flat. So these are the leaves. Actually, we can get this bigger leaf. And again, these, get those off of there. So when I put the flowers down flat, and I put the leaves down flat, I should say, and then the flower up on dimensionals. I'm going to go ahead and use a gold one too, as well. So for the gold one, since it's vellum, this is vellum. You don't want to use glue on the vellum as much because glue doesn't kind of shines through. So I don't know. It just seems easier to use a glue dot with vellum. It doesn't ooze out the bottom. And I'm just going to do that little thing. Kind of see where it goes, like something like that. And a dimensional. Boom. Boom. All right. Oh, you look like you want to stay there, don't you? It wants to be right there. That's what that leaf is telling me. All right, so you're allowed to stay there. Since you just jumped onto my card, I just need glue dots for you, and you can go back there. So we'll put you right. There. Okay, and then it needs something there. So let's take our adhesive backed hexagons, which are part of the suite, which also came in your kit. And let's put a big one right there, the Just Jade. Boom. And then we'll take the Blushing Bride, medium-sized color. We'll put one down there. Oh, it landed, so that's where it's going. And then we'll take the tiny one, the black one, and we'll put it up there. And that card is done. So we have done. That was done earlier, and now what do we have? We have this card. No, this card. Okay, what can we do to this card? So that one's done. Put that up there. And we could put this little flower that's in my hand. Okay, we're going to put it there. Since it's in my hand, hopefully this little dimensional fits behind there. All right. It's already in my hand, so where can we put it? Let's see. We can't put it there because the balmy blue doesn't contrast. We could put it right there, kind of in the middle. That's cool. And a star. Rid of any little nibbies. A star in this little section down here. All right, a couple hexagons. We need a little bling, though. Where'd the gold? A little bit of this stuff. These are good with glue dots. These little stars. They go on good with glue dots. Come on. All righty, put one there. And I'm only going to put one there because there's already two there and there's a flower. So I'm going to put one over here. Let's see. What am I doing over here? Let's see, this one. We're going to put that there and we'll put an arrow on one of the cards. Looking for those other hexagons I cut earlier. Maybe it's not a good idea to cut things too far in advance. Here you go. Those are for these cards. Okay, one goes there, and one is going to go down here. All right, so since you're going to go down there, you can go over there. All right, see, I'm just trying to, before you put down your embellishments, you have to know where your sentiments are going. All right, time to rip this off. But you know what I do is I always check. Did I miss any glue dots? Yes, they're very cheap. You get like 300 in a pack or something. But I still don't want to lose any glue dots, right? So I just check before I throw them away. All right, let's see. I'm just putting bling on each card. So I've already put bling on that card. We're going to put bling on this card. See what I'm doing? I'm going to point it that direction. It's pointing at the Hello Beautiful. That's going to go right there. Ooh, la la. I like how it's coming together. This one is ready. It needs hexagons, and it's ready. It needs 3 hexagons. Put a big Just Jade. and a medium-sized black one, and we'll put that one down in the middle of that. Okay, and then a little bit of Blushing Bride up here. Done. Card is done. Okay, those three. Now we got to do some stamping. All right. Hello, Dawn. All right. And yeah, Diana's saying she's stocking up before the mini catalog retires. Don't worry, I'll give you guys ample warning. So we need to take these. Let's make some room here. Just make sure you can still see my measurements. Well, it doesn't matter. I think you had enough time to see them. You know what? You can go back and look at those later. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm going to put this, so you can still look at those for inspiration if you're still crafting along with me. What I need now is all of these little pieces. We're going to stamp them. So let's get rid of the stamp pads for a moment. We need the crushed curry because we're going to be inking around the edges. We're going to do the inking around the edges first. And then we need basic black, I think, and Night of Navy or whatever. We can just use basic black, maybe. Let's see. All right. Looking for the card that I had as an example. Oh, it's in my hand. I'm like, where is it? So just some crushed curry. Oh, here. And we did some, that looks like the Night of Navy there. Or we can even use Balmy Blue might look cool for that. All right, we'll try. Whatever, we'll try for that. All right, we'll try. Whatever, we'll try it. We're going to see how it goes. So first, before so I don't smear anything, I think I'm going to do my little blending brush technique. So for that, you need a stamping block. Here's a stamping block. Let's get rid of Hello Beautiful for a moment, which I was just using. And I'm just going to put some crushed curry on it. Do you see how there's some ink on my stamping block now? I'm going to go like this to kind of rub it around so it's not so harsh. And I'm going to use my little silicone mat to just sort of tap off the blob so it's not so much on here. And I'm just going to sort of ink around the edges of all these little shapes. And I'm going to do that now so I don't smear my sentiments. Now, it's what color you're inking with is your lightest color in the suite. So it just happens to be like in this little suite, I could try to ink with Magenta Madness or something, right? But it'd just be like way too dark and I'd have to really pound to lighten it up. And so crushed curry was the best choice to do the inking around the edges because it's the lightest color in the suite. Look at the difference between, you know, inking it up and not inking it up. Just another thing to do when you're card making and layering. Okay, so tap, tap, tap onto your stamping block, tap some off, and then just go around like that. Now, if for some reason I mess up the stamping, it's okay. I still use the shape. I would just put something over the top of it. So if I messed up the stamping, I'd put something else over the top of it. It's okay. Still not a problem that you've inked it up. I'm just going to go ahead and ink these up too. I'm just tapping back into the part I blobbed off just to get a little bit around there. And I've lined my little tray with wax paper, so that's also a good thing to have. It's very, very good. It keeps everything flat, absorbs your excess ink. So I love these little thought balloons. These are fun to write stuff in. So we're going to do Hello Beautiful on the hexagons. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and do Memento Black ink. And I need to mount the Hello Beautiful. So the mounting is going to be, this is going to be a good one to use for it. So I'm going to use the long horizontal stamping block. It is block H. So I'm going to just put it flat side up and mount it on there. And I was using Night of Navy earlier. So it's pretty close to the black. So I can just tap in there and see. Yeah, it's not like there's any Night of Navy left on there. So let me do my sticky note. Let me grab that. Always stamp on the sticky note first. Okay, before you stamp onto your hexagons, so to make sure that you have a good stamped image. Okay, good. Hello, beautiful. And hello, beautiful again. All right, now for the, it looks like I did something with the crushed curry here, these little blobs. So let's find the little blobs. There's lots of blobs in this kit. I love it. Just use these little ones, I guess. Yeah, I used these twice. So we're going to put them on there. Find the little tiny stamping block, block A. Get some crushed curry. Oh, how cute. And it looks like it's really dark, so we'll off stamp it. So stamp it on and then stamp off. Okay? And then stamp on. I'm going to turn it around and stamp off. Ooh, that looks cute. See, it's not too dark because I'm stamping off onto the paper. There. Or actually, I'm stamping on and then I'm stamping off. This is called stamping off, and I'm just flipping it around as I do it. All right, so we have our little thing, and then I did some little things in some blue. It looks like I used Night and Navy, but I think I'm going to use Balmy Blue. So we'll get this little shape here that looks like these little... I'm going to still use A. What you do, though, is you get, like, I'm just grabbing a baby wipe. Quickest thing to do when I'm on a live video. Just grab baby. I mean, I have Stampin' scrubs and other things, but if I'm doing my own sessions without teaching, but for live video, that's a great thing to have. Baby wipes. Okay, I'm going to try Balmy Blue. Okay, we're going to try it. I'm going to tap here, just so you can see what I'm doing. Tap, 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 and I'm going to put it over there and see. Oh, yeah, that'll be better. And I don't think I need to stamp off. It's already pretty light. So let's try it. Meaning it's not like really juicy stamp pad. Oh, that looks nice. Okay. And I think this would make cute fish scales. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn it around like this way. I don't really think it matters which way you put the stamp. I'm just turning it upside down because the way I had it in my sample. But any way you want it. All right, cool. Now we need the So Happy to Know You. We're going to close the Balmy Blue. And that's not going to fit in there. We'll do Night of Navy for So Happy to Know You. Even though I did it in black earlier. Okay, we'll just try it in Night of Navy. All right, and for this one, because these are wonky, meaning they're not wonky. It's what's the word? This was really cool. This paper here was called Shimmery White Cardstock. This one. So, of course, it had good ink absorption. I didn't have to worry about what I put it on, and this tray's fairly flat. These, however, are not really like, this isn't like stamping paper. This is like decorative ephemera paper. So I want to make sure I put it on my silicone mat so it doesn't do any funky stuff to me. Okay, I'm going to use Night and Navy. So Happy to Know You. Okay, that looks good. So Happy to Know You. Hopefully it's not wonky. Yay! It came out. It's always good. I almost want to sing, but it's not like good enough to sing. Oh, that one is. Okay, good, good, good. Oh. So I'm done all my stamping. I used crushed curry, Balmy Blue, basic black, and Night of Navy. Let's close these because I'm going to put them on. We're going to add them to our cards with some bling and stuff. All right. Bringing back the ephemera. And I'm going to lose that stamp here. Let's put this over here. Get over there. Get over there. All right. I'm just going to get the ink off my hands. And we decorate. So we have the So Happy to Know You with some dimensionals. Okay, we're going to put that in the middle of the frame. So there's another layer there for you. Okay. Make sure it's not upside down again. I'm always checking because I'm always putting things on my cards upside down. Put that inside the frame. This whole set, Hello Beautiful, has very small sentiments. So you can fit a lot of them, and they go together, like the different sentiments go together so well. And it really doesn't matter what order you put them in. They're just making people feel good about themselves, right? I miss your face. Hello, beautiful. So happy to know you. First of all, you're amazing. Put them in any order. They're all great. Okay. This one I'll use a couple dimensionals for so it doesn't get wonky. Put that down there. I'm just putting it across the middle of that line. Where'd it go? Here it is. Okay, put that one there. That one looks like it needs an embellishment. Right there, because I got ink on it. That's where you know where to put your embellishments. Right where you get ink splatters. So a star needs to go right there. Boom. See that? Ink splatter covered. All right, now we're going to put some other stuff on these. We'll put one of these really cute little flowers. I'm just thinking, is that too much pumpkin pie? If I do a pumpkin pie flower. No, it's not too much pumpkin pie. I'm going to put it right. I think I'm going to put it. Nope. It's too much up there. I'm putting it down there. And when I say too much pumpkin pie, like we can never have too much pumpkin pie as far as eating too much pumpkin pie. I'm talking about too much of the color here on this card. All right. And we'll put one flower over here as well. Inside that frame. And then I don't think these need hexagons. Huh. I don't even know if this needs that, but let's see. Yeah, maybe it needs to go down there. Because there's already like that same one is up there. It does need something, like a little bit of bling. A little bit of color there, but it doesn't need any hexagons though, because hexagons would be overkill on that pretty, beautiful patterned paper already. Where did I put you? Nope, nope, here. All right, I'm happy with those cards as well. Let me just clean up a little bit before I get to the next phase of this video, which is just showing you projects. Hello, Diana B. All right, let me just... So what I want to do now is just kind of show you what we just... go over what we just made. Go over... I told something else to follow up on that I promised from last time about how I did another kind of card. I got to get rid of all of this so I don't get any ink on anything. All right, so what I said is, so last time we did some watercoloring, and I said, I want to tell you how I did one of these techniques. And I'm not going to make this card, but I did tell you I would show you how I made this card. And it's a card I made in my last series. It was with the Rainbow of Happiness series. So I just kind of want to tell you, now that I had to make sure you knew how to emboss first and watercolor first before I explained this to you, because now this is just one more leap forward, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of paper. Let's say... I'm going to just, here, it doesn't matter. Let's just take a piece of shimmery white cardstock. How about that? I'm actually going to do it a little bit, and then I'll have it ready. I mean, just to show you. I'm not going to actually do any watercoloring with it right now, but I'm just going to show you how. I got my washi tape. All right, so you would do something like this. Let me just get some pieces of it. So this is a piece of shimmery white cardstock, or it could be your watercolor cardstock. And you're just going to kind of go like that, right? With your washi tape. And you're going to make like a bunch of little shapes, okay? I'm just going to do one or two more just to kind of give you an idea. So we'll do like, okay, so say this went like that. You know, something like that. And I'm just using different colors of tape. You don't really have to use different colors of tape. All right, but let's say you do this to your card, and then you like have Then you watercolor in different parts. And the reason, and then they're going to like not run together because you have this tape between them. Okay, so you're going to be doing like solid watercoloring. And then what I did is I cut them back out of that shimmery white cardstock when I was done, and I placed them onto a piece of native navy cardstock and embossed them all together just like you saw. So that's how I did that. I just used tape and watercolored a bunch of different pieces. And those pieces gave me the shape to put back together this card. Okay, so this is watercolor, this is shimmery white cardstock, and this is native navy. And that's how I did it with washi tape or painter's tape or whatever kind of tape you want. Okay, so that's how I did it. And You Make Me Happy from the Rainbow of Happiness Workshop series. All right, so now let me just go over this and then we'll go backwards. So this is part 6 of the, thank you for your attention today. Thank you for your interactions and all your, comments. Okay, so thank you for coming. And I just want to say that this is part 6. And in this section of this workshop series, you learned how to do lots of layering techniques. You created the card bases, the outer layer, which was 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the card base, this next layer, which was 1/4 inch from the edge of the card base, this 3/4 inch layer, which was 3/4 by 4 inches across, this ephemera pack, all these different pieces of ephemera. Even within the pieces of ephemera, we did layering by using ink. Okay, we did layers of ink, like different inking around the edges and doing things like that. Okay, so we made these. I know we made another card because I had one. Well, we did make them. So we did all of this today and all of these layers. And I don't know what happened to the last card we made, but I know. Let me see if we had, what did I do? That doesn't matter. You know you did it. We know we did it. And we made those cards. Okay, so then, oh, we did make it. I'm sorry. I was thinking we made 2 with flowers. We didn't. We made the second one without flowers. Okay, absent-minded professor. So you know how to make this card. So then we also finished what we did last time. So I'm going to go backwards now. So part 5 of the series was watercoloring techniques, which we finished today. And for that, we started out in that one by using the watercolor pencils to color the mini paper pumpkin boxes. So we did this in part 5. So if you missed it, go back and check it out. These are retiring May 2nd, the mini paper pumpkin boxes. Okay. I'm not sure how long I think the gingham ribbon's staying around. Love the gingham ribbon too. And then this one is, this is seam binding ribbon. Anyway, it doesn't matter what kind of ribbons you use, but these are mini paper pumpkin boxes watercolored. So that's what we did. Then we made note cards. So I made some more. Let's see. Last time we made note cards. And I was saying that in your kit, you get the memories and more card pack and envelopes. And then I used the basic white card, note cards last time. Okay, so to make these cards in part 5, we did some off stamping. So this is Crush Carry, Magenta Madness, and Balmy Blue. Stamping off onto the paper, stamping on. Stamping off onto the mat, stamping on. So that's what makes them light. These note cards, or actually this one's the note card. And this is one from the Memories and More card pack. These both fit in the mini paper pumpkin boxes. So that project is like a fun project to give together with the gift in the box and then these cute little cards. Okay, so that was part 5. Part 4, the shaker cards. Might not have been part 4, but one of the parts. Let's see. We made these shaker cards in this series. Okay, so we used the Abstract Beauty, Abstract Beauty Designer Series paper. We used the 2 different hexagon dies. We used the Natural Touch Designer Series paper from your kit or the In Good Taste Designer Series paper from your kit. So sequins for everything, retiring soon. They're on sale. I did get some more for future shaker cards because I like these better than the new colors coming out because these are more versatile and more holiday looking. Window sheets. We used a window sheet. All right. What else did we do? Maybe we did this one in part 3. This is the box to put a mask in. Okay. So this is a mask, a hexagon. Has hexagons on the mask, a face mask. And because it's a face mask box, it says, I miss your face. I just thought that was cute. Even though we're not wearing masks anymore. But you know what? It's still cool to have a box. Because some people are still going to have to wear them like for whatever, like when they go to certain doctor's offices and things. All right, so then part 2, let's see. Part 2, we worked with the cards and envelopes, which are part of the Abstract Beauty Suite collection. So here are the cards and envelopes, and you didn't have to actually make these cards with the watercolor backgrounds. They were made for you, and the beautiful matching envelopes. So we had 2 made already when I started the video, and then we made 2 more together. So that was part 2 of the series. We did the stamping and lots of hexagons. Okay. Part 1, we made this card. It was an introduction to the series. We made this card here, which involves Pattern Party again. There's that Pattern Party Designer Series paper. Lots of beautiful shapes. Okay, then I wanted to show you a couple more projects related to this. I do also teach at places like Udemy and Skillshare websites. These are different website platforms. Skillshare is a subscription-based service. That means that when someone takes my courses there, they're taking them along with thousands of other instructors, not just mine, and they watch my courses for a certain number of minutes. This is an hour-long course where I taught how to make these thank you cards, everything from start to finish. And you could see all the layering going on. So we made these 5 cards in that hour. Now, it didn't take an hour. It took like me 10 hours to make the course, maybe more than 10. But I'm saying the videos are 1 hour long because what I do is I stop in between each section and do a lot of preparation work for the next step. And then I go step by step through videos. So if you like that kind of thing, video courses, I teach on Skillshare. And then Udemy, I teach ScanNCut courses on Udemy. Okay, another card that we made similar in our Hello Beautiful Workshop series is this one. Okay, here's another one I made with, this is the Retiring Forever Greenery specialty paper. I made that card. And I was thinking in the next part of this series, we were going to do this. Because I think I'm going to wrap it up in April. Because you're not going to be able to get some of the things after May. So I want to wrap it up by doing the next one. I want to show you what you can make with the fancy tag topper punch. Check this out. This is the fancy tag topper punch. And it's retiring, and it's only $11.50 right now. It's 50% off. So you can make tag treats and these little candy inside, and you can make bookmarks. So we'll probably do that last. And then finally, I wanted to show you what I made the other day using the Hershey Nugget treat tutorial that I had on YouTube. So those are my Hello Beautiful projects. This one is also Hello Beautiful. Like you can see, you can just make spring cards with that sentiment. But this Hello Beautiful is a Hershey Nugget treats. The tutorial, if you want to know how to make this, I'm not going to show this in this series because I did a whole separate video on YouTube on how to do it. And I want to show you what we made in that tutorial. Okay, in that tutorial, I showed how to use, wait, that's a different paper. This one. I showed how to use the Hello Ladybug bundle to create in-color Hershey Nugget treats featuring our 5 new in-colors that are coming out May 3rd. Okay, so I used the Hello Ladybug bundle, and these are little wobble springs. Pretty sure they're linked in the description of these videos because people keep asking me, where'd you get the wobble springs? So that's what this is. And that's what I made. And so you have all the measurements and just watch that. It's on my channel on YouTube. Then I made some with 3, and I made some with 5, and I made some with 6. Here's one with 6. And now a little sneak peek. I have about a minute left of this video where I'm going to give you a sneak peek of my next 2 workshop series. And this, by the way, is something I taught with the ScanNCut recently. How to create in-color tags with your ScanNCut. So if you want to know how to make little tags, I showed how to do that. All right, sneak peek of the next series is going to be, the one I'm doing right now is called Waves of Inspiration. I've already started it. I already did part 1, and in part 1 of the Waves of Inspirations workshop series, we created bookmarks and these cards. Okay, so check that out. I just did that part, and I'm going to be doing this one in May, in the month of May, Waves of Inspiration. But I had to start it now because some products are retiring. And it has to do with the Waves dies and the Waves of Inspiration stamp set. Then I'm going to be doing this one, Cup of Tea, this one, this paper here, we're going to have in the kit. And it's called Cup of Tea. And this will be my next workshop series, which starts like either late May or June, the month of June. So it's probably more like June by the time I can get the supplies and then back out to you. So we'll probably start this one in June. But this is going to be the next bundle I do. Just so you know, so this catalog launches on May 3rd. And if you're interested in getting this bundle, you'll have lots and lots and lots of examples. because that's how I roll. When I do a bundle, I do lots of examples. We'll be making these little nail files boxes in that series. However, you might not have this little circle die. I'm not sure if you have a circle die. But if you don't, or we can't use the little T for it, I'll just make sure that I have a little template that you can cut from. And you could probably use this. We're okay. We could use this probably. Let's see. Yep, we're gonna use the lemon. We're gonna use the lemon wedge to make that little thing because I think that looks cute. All right, cool. And we're gonna do lots of little tea treats in there. Well, that's all for now. This is the Paper Chef. Thank you for joining in, and hope to see you in my next workshop series as well. And stay tuned, because by the end of April, we'll be finishing up this Hello Beautiful series. Bye, everyone.